Ladies and gentlemen, games 1 and 2 has passed in the Stanley Cup final, and what a games 1 and 2 it was. I have never seen a team play good for the first 20, then really fall off the earth like the Blues did in game 1. Or in game 2, the physicality, the back and forth, the spectacular save by Tuukka Rask, and that overtime by the Blues. What can we expect for game 3 and 4? My name is Randy Dillon. This is the Randy Talks Hockey, the name I came up with for my brand. Hope you like it. I'm going to give you an update what happened game 1 and 2, some keys, what can happen in game 3 and 4, the keys for success there, and some other NHL news and notes. Alright, with game 1 and 2, I've said I have never seen it where the Blues played a very good first period, but they fell off the face of the earth. I gotta go with experience there for the Bruins. They've been here before, they know what to do, and they really showed it here. But in game 2, the Blues came ready to play. They were ready to go. They were hitting hard, strong, and they got the win, and they kept the Bruins on their feet. If it wasn't for Tuukka Rask, I don't think the Bruins would have a shot in going into overtime at all, and helped the post, of course. But Tuukka Rask has been on fire. Now, the big thing coming out of Game 2 is Matt Grzelcyk, most likely, I gotta believe, will not play Game 3, Game 4, 5, the rest of the series. Who knows at the playoffs, if you can go on one leg, you will, but it's a big loss for the Bruins. We've seen how good he's been for the Bruins. He's good puck handling, he's good in the room. He has really been a calming factor in the Bruins. And not only that, give Bruce Cassidy a chance to roll all 6 defensemen. If he's not going to go, it will either be Steven Kampfer or John Moore. Both guys will help, but I don't think they'll compare it to the loss for Grzelcyk. I'm going to guess John Moore will play. He is a little bit of a bigger body, and the physicality the Blues have brought in Game 2 was just ridiculous, and he'll help that. But the Blues turnaround, holy shikes, they really brought the physical element here. In Game 1, the hits were 32 for the Blues and 33 for the Bruins. Game 2, the Blues just brought the slugfest. 51 hit against the Bruins 31. So the Blues want to enforce their physical will, and that could have been a factor there with the Grzelcyk injury on how the Blues came back. Bruce Cassidy shuffling up his defense. Guys are getting extra minute, more pressure, a little bit more tired. That could have been a factor. Now, the one thing with the Blues I'm a little worried about is Jordan Binnington. He has played great, but the goals he's giving up very soft goals. And as a goalie, giving up a soft goal, the worst feeling, especially the time. It's not how you give it up, it's just win. Because it could be you're in the lead here, or you give it up after taking the lead, or it could be like 10 seconds to go in the game. Who knows? So Binnington really needs to clean that up. But other than that, he has answered the bell. He's been strong. If he can just clean up those soft goals, the Blues would be strong. Now, for the Bruins, the one thing that there might be concerning is Patrice Bergeron. He is a little nipped up, I think. I don't know if it happened in game. It may have happened sometime in Game 2. I'm not too sure, but listen to this. In Game 1, 70% he was in the face-off. Game 2, 38%. So there's no doubt about it, he is injured. Listening to the broadcast on CBC Hockey Night in Canada from Jim Houston and Craig Simpson, they were mentioning that Bergeron not taking many draws. That's a huge loss for the Bruins. He is their shutdown guy, especially if he can't win the draw. You can't start off with the puck. But so we'll see what happened there. Now, we look into Game 3 and 4. We're going to see a ramped-up St. Louis team. We're going to see big, strong guys. It's going to be interesting, going to be electric, but some keys and takeaways to look at. For the Bruins, the big guys need to get going, and I mean the top 2 line. Marchand, Pastrnak, Bergeron, even though he nipped up Krejci and DeBrusk, they really need to help this team out. They have been getting depth scoring. However, sometimes, especially the big guys, Marchand, the big line, they don't get going till later in the series. We saw that in the Columbus series and in the Toronto Maple Leaf series. They need to get going now, I would think, for Bruce Cassidy. You saw him shaking up the line. He'd rather get the scoring going now before going down and being pressured. We'll see what happens there. But we saw the frustration on Marchand's face in Game 2. It was not pretty, and I think the Blues, they're going to hope that frustration. They don't want to push him over the edge, though, where he gets them frustrated. We'll see that. Tuukka Rask, I believe, is going to be a key. He was brilliant in Game 2, but the Blues want to go up 3 games, want to even take the split. He'll have to win them a game or two, especially with some loss and the noticeable injuries and the play of Patrice Bergeron. For the Blues, stay out of the box. In the last 2 games, they've given up 10 power play chances. They have been scored twice, especially in Game 1. That killed their momentum. Game 2, they almost gave up a late one with 5-6 minutes to go. The Blues cannot be giving up that many chances. They're playing with fire here. When you play with fire, the saying is you're going to get burned. So the Blues need to find a way to really be disciplined, not give many chances on the power play. If not, it just derail it. And hopefully Jordan Binnington doesn't give up those odd weak goals at the wrong time, but he has been a warrior here. I'm looking forward to Game 3 and 4. It's going to be exciting and interesting. Now, I did mention earlier, Oscar Sundqvist, he is going to be suspended for Game 3. If Robert Thomas is ready to go, I would assume he would get inserted in the lineup. He is a center, so that replaced. If not, I would be interested who the Blues would put in that position. There have been reports Vince Dunn is ready to go, but who do you take out? Is it going to be Robert Bortuzzo? Is it going to be Carl Gunnarsson? One of those two guys could look at Pietrangelo, Bouwmeester, Edmondson, and Parayko. They've been playing good. You can't take those guys out of the lineup. It'll be interesting if Vince Dunn goes and how that defense, or even if he does play, if he's healthy. And some other hockey news I just want to get you up. Earlier this week, the Edmonton Oilers did hire Dave Tippett as their new coach. He is the 16th coach in that franchise history. He hasn't coached in a few years. Interesting if he can get this team going. I will talk about this more in depth on a later date. But with the roster they have, I don't know. It's Edmonton. It doesn't look pretty. Anyways, I'm looking forward to Game 3 and 4. I hope you are too. If you have anything you would like me to talk about, any questions, let me know. It's a best of 5. When a series is tied 1-1, it is exciting because it go anyway. Is one team going to take the tie? Are we going to see a split in a best of 3 after Game 4? Or is one team going to take a stranglehold in Game 3 and 1? At this moment, I have to pick. I'm going to say the Blues, but don't bet against the Bruins to come back and to take the lead in this series 3-1, or even take the split. The Blues taking a 3-1 lead, they'll have a lot of work in. They got to keep the pressure like they did in Game 2. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. My name is Randy Dillon. Hope you enjoyed this exciting segment of Randy Talks Hockey Now. I came up with it myself. Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy Game 3 and 4. Remember, hopefully you're watching some hockey.